Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing the S.H.Figuarts Beerus. So yes, here we have the figure art that I've been waiting like an incredibly long period of time for, however long it's been since I was aware he was a character pretty much, Beerus. And he does not disappoint. He is a very cool figure art, definitely something you should be willing to pick up if you have been a fan of the more recent Dragon Ball related content. He's quite cool. So let's go ahead and zoom in for the articulation, sculpt, paint details, all those sorts of things.
Alright, starting off with a quick size comparison. Of course, here we have Beerus. Here's our standard Marvel Legends 6-inch Cosmic Armor Iron Man, 3 3/4-inch Marvel Universe Wolverine, and a standard size figure art, which is Goku. Beerus is actually a similar height to a standard Marvel Legends size figure due to the ears, and taller than Goku, and of course, much bigger than a 3 3/4-inch scale figure. So that's all cool. Let's get everything else out of here and just look at Beerus. Alright, moving on to our 360 spin. Here you can see Beerus. His body is that dull purpley kind of color, very matte and accurate to his appearance. His body sculpt is very thin, and he's got some little sculpting around the rib area. Of course, he's got 2 fist hands on right now, but he does come with more hands. He's got his little tail in the back there. He's got some blue pants, fairly reminiscent of a lot of other Dragon Ball pant sculpts we've seen. He's got his gold ringed brown shoes down there around his feet area. He's got his little crotch flap and his little neck wrapping thingy, very Egyptian in design. Those are very cool. And he has gold bracers, bicep rings, and a little neck ring as well. So that is all very cool, everything you pretty much need to have a well-designed and Beerus-looking Beerus. So he looks like Beerus, so that's all cool. Let's go ahead and zoom out and look at some head sculpts. Head sculpts wise, Beerus does only come with 3, which is a fairly low number for figure arts, but they are all really nicely done and well sculpted, and probably required more work than your standard Dragon Ball head sculpt, so maybe it's not worth complaining about, but I'll still mention it just in case. He has his standard, just sort of resting face. He's got his sort of menacing, partially mouth open face, and his very wide open, closed eyes, yawning sort of face. Those are all very nicely sculpted. The eyes are yellow and outlined with black. He's got his teeth and tongue and stuff sculpted inside the mouth. He's got his little earring. Everything detail-wise looks spot on. Absolutely nothing to complain about there. Now let's go ahead and zoom out and look at some articulation. Beerus has fairly standard figure arts articulation, so nothing really to complain about there. Ball joints in the head and neck, so you can get pretty much full mobility there. Shoulders go up and down, forward and back, rotate around in the joint a little bit. Bicep cut, double joint elbows, wrist hinge and rotation. He's got 2 really nice ball pegs on the waist and chest area, so you can move those all the way around. Hips drop down, move forward and back, in and out. Double jointed knees. And then he's got a ball peg in the foot, so you can move that all the way around, and you've got a toe joint. He also has a little ball joint in the tail there, in the back. So you should be able to get him into practically any pose that you really need to. The things on the top of his shoulders can restrict articulation a little bit, but if you want to, you can take them off, and even if you don't take them off, they don't restrict it that much anyway. Now let's go ahead and move on to some accessories. Accessories-wise, Beerus comes with 6 hands. He's got 2 fist hands, 2 open blasting hands. He's got one Vizsla little gesturing, flicking people away sort of hand. And then he has 2 other fist hands that have holes in them, like you would have if he came with accessories to hold, which he doesn't. I don't know what these are specifically for. You could use them for like eye rubbing hands or something, but you could just use the fist hands for those. So I'm not really sure what the purpose of these are, but they are something that you get. Detail on them is pretty similar to the body in color, except they have black painted nails. Sculpting on them is fine, nothing to complain about there. Now that wraps it up for Beerus and all of his accessories, so let's move on to the packaging. Packaging-wise, Beerus comes in what I guess is going to be the new standard for Figuarts packaging. I hate it whenever people change packaging designs in the middle of the line, but whatever. Beerus along the side over the window, and then a picture of the figure over there on the side. Dragon Ball Super, Bandai logo, stuff like that down there at the bottom. On the back you get pictures of the figures and some Japanese stuff that I cannot read. Despite not being the old standard packaging, these are still good for in or out of package display. So yeah, Beerus.
Alright, that wraps it up for Beerus. So until next time, goodbye!
Hello, you've just watched one of my videos. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed my videos. If you didn't, run away and never return. Also, feel free to check out my other channels, Venom Raptor for all my variety gaming content, and VR Reviews for reviews of various action figures and collectibles. Thank you, and goodbye.